my name is Jill Max. I'm with Sky Salon, and I am just going to do my audition video for Kevin Murphy. Today I'm going to do the Surfer Girl look for you, and I'm just going to jump right in. So, first step you want to do is you're going to get the hair a little bit damp. You don't want it too damp because you don't want too much moisture in it. Also, if you make it too damp or too wet, or if you start with it too wet, it's going to have a different kind of a texture. You don't want to have a smoothing texture. You want it to kind of go with the natural texture of your hair. So we're going to get it a little bit wet there, a little damp, and then we're going to use you need to use a holding product without any moisture in it. So Kevin Murphy makes either Hair Resort Spray or Anti-Gravity Spray. Today I'm going to use Hair Resort Spray. And I'm just going to go ahead and kind of spray it all throughout. We want to get the root and the mid shaft and the end. I want to get all over. And then I just kind of scrunch it through, work it through, make sure that we really get it in there good. And then you're going to go ahead and dry the hair. You really want to over dry it because you don't want to start putting curls in it when the hair is still wet. Because if you curl it while the hair is wet, your curls are not going to hold for very long, or if at all. So you're just going to dry until your hair is really, really, really dry. Okay, so now that the hair is dry, Kristen, maybe like turn like that. Can you see her still? Okay. So what we're going to do here, we're going to start at the top of the head for the Surfer Girl look. You don't want to do any sectioning or clipping because we're going to work with the natural flow of the hair. So we're going to start, and this is really, you're going to use big sections, and it's really pretty easy to do. And notice I'm not using a comb because, again, you don't really want to smooth it out because we want to keep her natural texture. So we're going to start with this top section here. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to wrap around the stick about 2.5 times. You want to start maybe 3 inches from the root of the hair, and then you want to leave out just about the same amount that is through your ends there. And then you're going to, make sure, I always put my finger there, kind of make sure it's getting warm enough. And then once you feel like it's warm enough, it's usually about 90 seconds or so, and you can kind of unwrap. And you're going to leave it like that. You're not going to like smooth it out because you want the curl to cool before you go ahead and comb it out. So then we're going to come to this side. And we're going to do the same thing. Leave about 3 inches from the root, and we're going to wrap about 2.5 times. Leave the the end out. So you're really just curling the midsections here. And you want to hold your iron horizontal, because if you start doing a vertical, you're going to end up with kind of gaps in the curl there. So to keep it nice and even and natural texture, we want to keep the iron really horizontal. And I'm working side to side here, so it allows time for the curl to cool on either side. So then what we're going to do over here is then you're just going to take the whole front section. So you're going to take a parting from behind the ear, and you're going to take this whole side all in one. And again, if you work in big sections like this, you're going to get a nice big curl. So we're going to do this here, and then we're going to go back to the other side, and you're going to go back and forth. Okay, you're going to go back to this side, and again, take a parting from behind the ear. And the great thing about this look is you're really doing it in less than 10 sections, so it's not really going to take that long to do, which is really nice. Okay, so then for the back, I'm going to have you turn a little bit. We're going to take this whole section right across the top there in the back, and we're going to wrap it a little bit more because we want to see a little bit more movement back here. So I'm going to go a little bit closer to the root and just wrap it maybe a little bit more around. So we're going to just take that one big section in the top. and then just kind of let the curl cool, and then we're going to work on this section here. Again, we're going back and forth. So we'll kind of take this, we're going to do this whole back section in one. Not in one, in like 6 sections, not one section. Got distracted by that door. So we're going to wait for that, and then we're going to come back here and we're going to grab this section here. And do the same thing again. We're going to wrap, making sure that our wand is horizontal to the floor and that the curl, you know, you want to make sure your ends stay out and your root is out of it. I always put my finger here because, you know, you don't want to under curl it. It's got to get nice and hot for the curl to stay in. So then we're going to go ahead and take this last section under here. And you don't need to worry about the root under here. You can kind of create a little bit of a drag here because this is all going to be covered up by that big top section that we used. So that's not going to matter quite as much. And you can see our hair is kind of a little bit kind of frizzing out right now just from the natural texture that we use, but we're going to go ahead and use motion lotion after this to smooth it all out. Okay, I can turn it up this side. So you're going to want to wait for your curls to cool completely. And once they're completely cooled, you can either take a really wide tooth comb, like the Kevin Murphy carbon comb, or I sometimes just like to use my fingers. You just kind of break that curl up, and you can see how it's like a really kind of non-fussy, casual, beachy, nice kind of a curl that you have going on there. And I left her fringe out because I don't really like when there's a curl on the fringe. So that's what we're going to do with that. So once you kind of get it all, you can see she's a little bit frizzy here, but I'm going to show you how the motion lotion is going to work. And it's going to just take all the frizz off of it. So with the motion lotion, this is a curl enhancing lotion. You can use it wet or dry. When you use it dry, I use about this much. If you're using it in wet hair because it's water soluble, you can use probably about double this. And the product works quite quickly, so you want to make sure that you really get it in the hair, you know, kind of as fast as you can and work pretty quickly because it does dry. So here, the best way to get it all throughout the hair is I just kind of do this and I twist it all the way up. Get it all the way through all the ends. You're really focusing on like the mid to the end. Again, you don't really need much of the product in the root. So after you apply it all over, you're going to... Okay, so now that we've scrunched all the motion lotion through, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to use my fingers just to kind of complete the look. And you can see how it's gotten rid of a lot of the frizz. And there it's just smoothed it out. And this is also going to help your style hold as well. So why don't you go ahead and look at the camera there. And you can see she's got a really fun, sassy, beachy look. And it's all just with, you know, the Kevin Murphy products. And this is my surfer girl look.